Hey there, you are listening to episode 7 of One Season I Hate About You, the podcast where we discuss the secret life of dogs and unveil all of their secrets.
That's a completely different movie.
Is it?
Yeah, it is a
Secret
movie,
Life,
isn't it?
Secret Life of Dogs.
Isn't like Uma Thurman or something in it?
Okay, yeah,
It's like an animated film.
I did
Great.
not think that.
Now we've been hit by a copyright strike on something that we're not talking about.
We'll tab Pup Academy for that.
We're actually talking about Pup Academy, and you've already heard from 2 members of the Inconceivable Reviews team, Charnstar
Hello, that's who you heard.
and Kevin.
Yep.
And now I'd like to introduce you to Chanelle, who's very patient and kind and listens to everything I have to say. Hello.
She doesn't interrupt you with, oh, actually, that's an Uma Thurman movie.
And this is why I love Chanelle.
Why, thank you.
Stay away from my wife. So we've gotten off the tracks already.
Yeah, what was it that Kevin said in the last episode? Veered hard right in the first 30 seconds. Anyway, we're looking at episode... You did. We're looking at episode 7 today. Izzy Gets Busy is what it's called.
She did.
And, look, I'm just going to skip right into the blurb. So, here we go. Izzy gets busy. As Izzy grows suspicious of Corazone's daily routine, Charlie takes DOG out for the day and leaves Morgan with a long list of responsibilities. That's it. That's what this episode is about.
Gross suspicious. What's my dog doing? What time does he take poops?
It's funny because, like, in the episode it seemed stupid, but when you say it like that, it seems even more stupid.
Absolutely. But look, it is what it is. We're about to go through this thing in great detail. The Green God's going to do his usual recap. If you haven't seen episode 7, Izzy Gets Busy, now is your time. Go. Watch it. It's on Netflix. You won't regret it. You might learn something about the secret life of Pup Academy.
While you're at it, watch The Secret Life of Dogs as well. Why not?
Compare the pair.
Hey guys, this is a Pup Academy Season 1 Episode 7 recap. So, after school, Morgan and Izzy have a conversation about a dog treat that they made in class and how that exact same dog treat has been fed to Izzy's dog, Corazon. And then Morgan's like, oh, your dog Corazon. And then Izzy's like, you know my dog's name? And then he just runs off. Izzy's now skeptical, so she spies on her dog the next day about what he does when she goes to school. She sees that Corazon jumps into a fire hydrant to go to Pup Academy, and then he leaves his tag there, and so she teleports there as well. And then she finds Pup Academy and starts wandering around making a vlog about it. She's surprised, and then like walking around the whole entire school and seeing all the dogs and stuff. And then she runs into Morgan. And then they're having a conversation about privacy, like, hey, you can't record this. This is a secret school for pups. And, yeah, Morgan's alone because his grandpa's off with the main dog, like, trying to trick each other to go to the dentist and the vet for both of them. And, like, hey, how about you eat some ice cream, even though the grandpa has a sore tooth? Like, okay. They're tricking each other. So back there, they're all Morgan's still teaching the dogs, and Izzy has to dress up as this giant inflatable thing, as like a plan for like one of the dog games or something. And then the dogs start attacking Izzy, and like, that was the best thing in my life. And then back to the grandpa and the dog and the main dog, they're all eat this ice cream or go run, fetch, even though the dog has a sore paw. And eventually they go to the dentist and the vet, Like, they're both, like, right next to each other. Like, oh, you've been trying to trick me to go to the vet. And you've been trying to trick me to go to the dentist. And then they just go both there. And it's backtracks and he says, oh, you need to go to the doctor. And he's like, no, I'm not going there. And then they all come back to Morgan while Izzy's secretly taking a video of them talking emotionally about their dad. Like, your dad would have been happy to see this and stuff. Izzy comes in after the conversation like, oh, your dad? And then, like, Morgan's like, oh, you heard that? And then, yeah. The next day, Izzy posted a video about what Corazon does when she's away, and then just shows, this is what he does. And then it's just Corazon running around. So that's it. Pup Academy, Season 1, Episode 7.
Thank you to the Green God for that amazing recap.
Or is it the green goy now?
Yeah, okay. I want to clear something up because recently the Green God said to us, he pulled us aside, he said, hey, what am I getting? What am I getting out of this podcast? He wanted to know what kind of deal we could make. And so we said, yeah, okay, we will do you a favor. We'll do you a solid. We'll share your YouTube channel because he makes animations and sometimes he pats his lizard.
That's a euphemism.
Yeah.
It's not allowed on YouTube.
I didn't want to say, but
That's his lizard. Put that on the list.
Anyway, apparently the Green God was already taken, as was the Green Guy, which was his second choice. And so he went with the Green Goy.
G-O-Y.
So if you really like listening to the Green God's recaps, you can follow him on YouTube and he will greatly appreciate it. He currently has 7 subscribers and he's looking to gain some more from this podcast.
can I ask, what is a goy? Is it just
I think it's a combination of God and guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and when I asked him this exact same question, he said, like goy, like it's cool. And I was like, okay.
Sure.
Kids these days.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't hear it in Pup Academy. They weren't all like, yeah, man, goy.
Actually,
This
episode 13 has goy in the title. No, I'm joking. That was a bad joke.
Okay.
That was bad. Anyway, let's kick things off as we usually do. Was there any Harry Potter in this episode?
I mean, there was a...
I think it's the reveal of Pup Academy to the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the secrecy of the Academy is probably what is the biggest reference to HP.
It's like that one scene, I think it was in the 6th book at the start. It wasn't in the movie when they came out and they spoke to the British Prime Minister and they're like, hey, by the way, wizards, yo. And that was it. That was kind of this episode.
Yeah.
Where one person's found out about it and, gotta keep it secret. Oh, actually... There's also the fact that people see it all and they just kind of ignore it.
Yeah.
Those filthy muggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like they see these weird things, but they're like, no, it's probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, moving on to a more serious question. Harry Potter, we discuss that every episode. It's getting to a point where it's not as relevant. This is very relevant. Have you ever confused a brush with a dog biscuit? Because Izzy has... And I'm just wondering.
Well, Chanelle, I don't ever use a brush, so...
I can't say that I have. I don't know how you could confuse them because they're very different. Like,
Maybe
one's
they're the same
ugly,
colour.
yeah.
You know?
It was in her pocket, though. So
Yeah.
the context of this question, Izzy has 2 pockets. One has a brush in it. One has a dog biscuit in it. And she pulls out the brush and she goes, what is this? And then she goes, oh, sorry. She puts the brush back, takes out the dog biscuit and says, what is this? And yeah, I just don't know how that ever came to be.
Izzy is the owner of Corazon. And we all spoke about it last time. Corazon is...
Coraron.
Yeah. And, you know how, like, dogs take up some qualities of their owners?
Yes.
Corazon got her personality. Not any looks, just a personality.
I 100% agree with you.
Good.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, no.
Izzy is right there when someone travels through the hydrant. Is this something that you wrote down, Chanelle?
Yeah, she didn't freak out at all. Like, what?
That's peculiar.
Well, and she didn't see it the first time.
Yeah.
I think it happened in front of her twice. And the first time she was like, doobity-doo. What happened? No one can see my hand gestures, but I'm making confused hand
That's
gestures.
good radio right there.
Yeah. And the other thing is, the other reason why Izzy is...
Busy.
Corazon? I don't know.
Cora's
She's
busy.
She rocks up to Pup Academy and she's like, what is this place? And in the background of the shot, there's a massive sign on the building that says Pup Academy.
What's the motto again?
I'm going to get to that.
Oh, okay, sorry. But the thing is, back to when Izzy discovered, somewhat forgot that a dog just went through a hydrant. When, what's his name? What's Morgan's granddad's name?
Charlie?
Charlie and the DOG just stops and has a conversation with her dog. Like
in public.
yeah, it's just like they like, as a human being walking a dog and you see another dog, you pat the dog. Or, you
stop, you ask them about
like,
their day.
hello, how you doing?
Why they're not at school yet.
If I see that on the street, I'm like, that man is crazy.
Also, it's once again, they're both stupid. The fact that Izzy tricked Corazon into thinking she left by she going, oh, I'm going now. Step, step, step. Run and hide. And it worked. It worked. That's the real confusing part.
Yes, it did. Look, no one can predict Corazon's thoughts or behaviors or his lack of smellness. I've seen your dog run around the house smelling for treats. What happened to Corazon's nose in that moment?
Yeah, he was too busy thinking he was late for school.
Maybe he hasn't done that subject yet.
But then he was late to school. Because I thought it was a trick because he woke up and he was like, oh, Izzy left without waking me? What? And then he leaves and he actually is late.
Yeah.
I'm so confused about the timeline of this episode now.
Well, I really wanted to focus the first half of this episode on the Izzy timeline and then move over to the DOG.
That's
later.
more interesting.
So, Charnstar, I have a question for you in relation to Izzy's timeline. So, Izzy eventually figures out how to get to Pup Academy. I'm going to talk about that later too. She gets there and she's like, whoa, this is so interesting. And she comes up with a line. She says, this is documentary filmmaking at its best. As she says this, though, she's filming...
vertical camera.
Yes. Oh. And I was just wondering, as a film school graduate, is that documentary filmmaking at its best?
Very no.
Well, she's just ahead of her time.
Oh, maybe. There's been a lot of, debate about, is vertical video the future? First off, no. Secondly, when that vertical video is literally just a close-up of a face, that's also not documentary filmmaking at its finest. And she knows how to take horizontal video because she does that earlier on and later on.
Yes.
So she's just messing with aspect ratios through the roof. It gave me stress. It gave me huge stress and was like thinking, this girl, she's not going to get her extra credit that she wants because this is bad.
Or her Academy Award.
Yeah.
She'll get a Pup Academy Award.
Yeah, maybe.
God damn it.
Got him.
Now, also on this note, Izzy, she's running around Pup Academy. She's trying to discover their secrets. Meanwhile, the DOG and Grandpa Charlie, they're off campus. So Morgan is holding down the fort, and Morgan is concerned because Morgan can't understand dogs yet. We talked about the fact that Grandpa Charlie is having casual conversations with dogs on the street and not even being subtle about it, but Morgan doesn't have this superpower yet. Grandpa Charlie says to him, feel it, don't hear it, and you'll understand more than you expect. Chanelle, has this ever worked for you?
I can definitely say no. No, it has never worked for me.
You've had conversations with Mikey before, though. I've seen it.
I've spoken at Mikey. He's never spoken back, and I definitely didn't feel any communication from him, I think.
You're not feeling it hard enough.
Yeah.
Feel it, don't hear it. Come on. Grandpa Charlie knows the answer.
I just want to say with that whole subplot where he gave Charlie he gave Morgan the long list of things. It was like the exact same gag they had just done where he pulls out the thing, but oh no, it's the grocery list, and it's actually like a scroll of a long thing.
Yeah. There's a little bit of repetition in this show. I'm starting to notice things that happen from episode to episode. I didn't write down a moral message. I'm interested to know if you did. But I did write down an ethical question. So in this episode, the reason why Grandpa Charlie and the DOG are off campus is because Grandpa Charlie is tricking the DOG to go to the vet because he has a sore paw, and the DOG is tricking Grandpa Charlie into going to the dentist because he has a sore tooth.
I like that. That was a funny setup. They were both tricking each other, even though they both openly spoke about it in front of each other. They were also still tricking each other. That was a funny setup.
Yeah, the good old switcheroo.
Yeah, they're good. Tell them what you're planning, but trick them anyway.
Is it ethically sound, though, to lie to your best friend?
Yes.
Oh, now we know what sort of person Shelley is.
For their own good, yes.
Oh, okay. So the next time I need to go to the dentist, you're going to
Yeah.
lie to me, tell me that we're going to the
To the beach.
beach.
Which
For
is like,
some fishing.
you're
And
wearing
then,
your goggles to the dentist.
so what was the idea of them messing with each other all day? Because DOG was getting him to eat cold things and stuff to hurt his tooth, and he was playing really vigorously with DOG so his paw would hurt more. Was
We
that...
just go straight to the point, right? So let's just go to
Yeah.
the doctor, to the vet.
Isn't the idea that you get there and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't Disneyland, and they're like, oh no, but instead they like tortured each other all day so they would make the decision themselves to go, I guess.
And yet they never did.
No, they didn't. They both are like, I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
I'll go if you go.
Oh,
Which, to be fair, who's sending a dog to the vet by themselves?
And how did
Yeah.
the DOG book a dentist? Like, hello, this is the OG.
But he can't speak. So it'd be like, you just get a phone call and it'd just be barking.
Surely you can't just walk into a dentist, or it is America. You can just walk into a dentist and go, "Hey, can you fix my tooth?" Surely you have to book it in, right?
Yeah. Can someone from America listening
Yeah.
in please let us know? Can you just walk into a dentist without a booking?
Yeah.
And with a dog.
Yeah,
that has
with a
goggles
dog.
on.
Yeah, maybe next time we go to the dentist, because we got a dentist appointment coming up, we should bring in Mikey and see
just-
if that's,
Yeah.
hygienic.
And then see if the receptionist goes, "Oh, hey, Mikey, like, thanks for your booking." You tricked him good.
This is actually the secret that's being unveiled in this episode. Neither of you booked the appointment. Mikey did and just put it on the fridge.
Oh
and
my
you're both
God.
like, oh, that's what's happening? Okay.
So you trick me with your treats. I'll trick you with a dentist.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go.
one last thing I just read on Chanelle's notes. After going to the vet puts the DOG in a wheelchair,
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
which raises so many questions.
It does. It does.
Like,
How did, you know how they get transported to Pup Academy through a toilet?
Yes.
How did the wheelchair fit through the toilet?
I have that exact same question written down. It is such a question. In fact, let's just talk about the teleportation in this world. Can you take wheelchairs through toilets?
Maybe
Is
if
that
it's
feasible?
attached, like, if they're touching something. Yeah, one of those things.
I'm just thinking, like, if it's a disabled toilet, no, but even then, you have to... Unless you have one of those ones, like, in your home, where, like, you transport yourself onto a wheelchair made for the toilet and you roll that over, maybe, but that wasn't what they had.
No, it was just a regular wheelchair.
Yeah.
Which I also think is funny because is putting your paw on a wheelchair and putting your paw on the ground is the exact same
I didn't
result.
think vets would provide wheelchairs.
Yeah, I'm impressed by, like, a human wheelchair for your dog.
But yeah, so we have this question about can you take a wheelchair through the toilet? It is quite bulky. It is quite large. A more interesting question, maybe not, but maybe a question that really needs attention. Izzy travels through a hydrant. Why the heck does Morgan opt to travel through toilets when he could travel through a hydrant?
Well, because Izzy didn't know that you could travel through a toilet.
It just occurred to me. Wait, has this occurred to me in the past already? A hydrant is a toilet for a dog.
Oh, crap. Oh.
Oh my word.
We just blew this thing wide open, guys.
This is the conspiracy and the whole premise of the show.
Well, okay, I want to put it out there to the group.
Yeah.
If you could choose, traveling through a hydrant, traveling through a toilet.
Toilet is less conspicuous.
Okay, yeah, I see
Can
that.
you
I see
imagine
that.
me? Just like, so guys, I'm just trying to go to this school. I work there. Don't judge me.
So you're going toilet as well,
Yeah.
Chanelle?
That's tricky. I feel like the toilet is in the house. I wouldn't have to go.
Yeah, exactly. You
to
can
a
sit down.
hydrant. Yeah.
But you have to stand on the bowl.
Do you have to stand on the bowl? Can't you just sit?
They always stand.
Yeah, they do always.
Because they get
stand.
sucked in. You don't want to get sucked in butt first.
Oh, that's
True.
that's a terrifying good point. Yeah. Ow.
You'd be bent in half.
I'm sure you're not sliding through a port like a pipe like Super Mario.
Blim, 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 blim.
Look, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to opt for a hydrant.
Go on then.
I'd get one installed in my backyard. Doobity-doo.
Wait, doesn't that
No
then
poop.
mean that at any point when there's a fire, the fire people can just rock up and are like, we need the fire hydrant in your backyard. Plug it in.
It totally does. I believe that's how the law
You have a
works.
perfectly
And
good
also-
yard for dogs to piss on.
That's true. You also you can't park in front of it.
You are pointing out all the issues with this problem. What if I installed like a modesty curtain around my hydrant? It can easily be removed.
Just have a portaloo.
Actually, yeah,
Still,
portaloo would work. Actually, a portaloo is what they have at the school, right? Oh, it's in a
No.
little shed by itself.
oh right, in Pup Academy, yes, it's an outhouse.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's not a portaloo. It's a.
I don't
There
think
it
a
is.
portaloo would work because it's not connected to the sewage system.
Is that the magic?
Well, pipes. There's Harry Potter. Pipes.
Pipes. There's gonna be a big old snake coming out of the toilets, biting on bums.
Yeah. I think they have to go through the pipes, right?
But that's probably the theory. That's probably why it makes
I thought
sense
it was-
for the people who wrote this
Yeah, I thought it was-
show.
I thought it was just magic, just
Ah.
because they spin around and then they appear on the other side. And
So you don't actually think they're traveling through the toilet?
no, I
Oh.
think it's just the toilet is. Although they
It's a
can
door.
use,
It's just a door.
but they can use every toilet.
Yeah.
It's probably the sewage system.
I'm guessing they can't use portaloos though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. Could use. Wait, but
But outhouses aren't connected to sewage.
no, they're just a hole in the ground.
Are they? Do people
What outhouse have you been using? Can you flush an outhouse? No.
Could it be like a portal point? Like that video game we play, Portal 2 or whatever it is?
See, they play Portal too.
Okay, yes, we'll play Portal 2.
I just point this out that no, we don't. She played with it once, 5 years ago. And I've been trying to get her to play
Dang it.
Portal 2 again since. It's very upsetting. This has just torn something open. Go on, Chanelle.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Was it lies? Was that what you were going to say? But it's like a portal.
Oh, like a portal point, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Wait.
Actually, if that's the case, you've just answered your own question about the wheelchair. If they
No,
don't have
wait.
to take the wheelchair through the toilet.
What if it's not the sewage system? It's their buttholes.
What?
They're traveling through
Their
the buttholes.
Because if the outhouse isn't connected to the sewage system, what's the common ground here with hydrants for dogs?
But they're not pooping.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's still near that area.
I think this is
Is it
getting a
a
bit loose.
urethra? Are they... Let's not get these things loose. That's a...
No, not loose. Buttholes loose? No.
I feel for the poor small child who's going to stumble across this podcast on YouTube.
Why are they
think to
listening to this podcast?
All right,
No, child, no.
one last thing with the teleportation. Tags, are they necessary? Because the DOG isn't wearing his when he comes back in the wheelchair.
Well, maybe
Well, because he was in the toilet with...
Charlie.
Because remember, in the most worst episode ever, Oopsie didn't have a tag. She just, like, piggybacked in.
Yeah.
See,
yeah,
that's that
yeah.
attachment theory now. Not the relationship
Yeah.
attachment theory, but just like touching on something.
Yeah.
Also, at the end, Morgan takes Izzy through at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she yelled out, "Awesome!"
You know what? That does destroy my idea of pipes because I would not be shouting awesome if I was traveling next.
Oh, this prepared, but this is awesome.
Also, I think just
Buttholes!
the fact that Morgan took a girl into the bathroom and then she yelled out awesome. Raising questions, you know? Wait, no, this just blew me open again.
Yes.
How do they know which toilet to travel to? Because when he was at school, he was traveling back and forth from the school toilet to the toilet there. But when he travels from home, he's traveling from the home toilet.
Yeah.
So do they have to go in and think of the toilet they need to go to?
Same question
Yeah.
as Outlander.
I knew it.
With Outlander, it's like fate.
There are toilets in
decides.
Outlander.
What
I haven't.
if it's their fate to go to Pup Academy through a toilet?
Okay, maybe. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Look, let's move on. I give up. So many questions. Wheelchairs, tags. Maybe we've answered the tags thing. Piggybacking is okay. Toilets, hydrants. Good people of the internet. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, we need to solve this mystery.
We do. Another mystery that needs solving. Where is this set? Is it Neverland? Last fortnight, we talked about the lost dogs. This week, we had dogs in the cafeteria eating out of empty bowls like they were starring in Hook. Did anyone else notice that?
But dogs
They
like
had
to lick their bowls. Maybe they're just like, yeah.
every dog had a full bowl of kibble to their right and had their noses licking the bottom of an empty bowl.
I actually noticed this in a later episode. I didn't realize it was also in this episode. But, oh man, maybe. That's a hard string to pull.
It is.
To hook one of Steven Spielberg's not worst films, but it was the least successful film.
Look, I just thought, let's make a Peter Pan link here. It's weird that they're eating nothing. It's weird that they're just pretending to... I'm like, you had a budget to build a school for dogs, but you don't have a budget to feed the dogs you've employed? Or maybe they were just worried that the actor dogs would go chaotic and eat each other's
Yeah,
food.
probably.
Or maybe they'd just eat too much, and then, like, if your dog eats too much, they get sick. I saw
Maybe
that in an
it's just
episode of Good
seconds.
Place.
Yeah, they're just finishing up the first bowl and you have seconds.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Izzy
Second reference.
also...
More references.
Izzy also references... This is a genuine question about where this is set. Izzy references the Wolfhead Web. Do they have their own internet?
Oh, jeez.
Or is that the school website? But if
I-
it was the school website, wouldn't it be like the Wolfhead High?
Katie, it's a school that lets a 12-year-old child go to work experience with no questions asked. Just don't.
Is the Wolfhead Web the town internet though? Or is it?
I was under the assumption that it was the school,
I think it's a school's website.
but then why does that matter? Who's going to this school website? Is that a thing kids do these days? Are they all up in their school's website?
I don't
Confirm,
think so.
no.
All right. Well, questions unanswered. Or maybe answered. Izzy's posting to the school website. The dogs can't
Maybe
eat
we're
on
just
set.
four sad people that are just trying to make more out of something of nothing.
Maybe.
Or maybe this is the Matrix, and they don't yet know.
Maybe. Something that I'm definitely not making something out of nothing. Are the sneaking storylines done? Because we've had 3 now. We've had Oopsie, we've had Rico, and now we've had Izzy, and we're only 7 episodes in. So
There always seems to be people getting into the school who aren't meant to be there, and them going, oh no. And they never hide very well.
No.
Because, like, Izzy was in the middle of a hallway while they all ran by, and she, like, stood behind a locker. But these lockers were way shorter than her. And also, dogs were behind her as well. So...
But yeah, it's literally Morgan spent this whole episode trying to hide Izzy. Corazon spent a whole episode trying to hide Oopsie.
Who
Corazon
knows?
spent a whole episode trying to hide Rico. Like, it's just been,
It's always Corazon's fault.
Yeah. It is. They're all Corazon.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron.
Cora Ron. All right, final thoughts.
Why did Izzy hold on to that biscuit for so long? Because that was like 2 episodes ago, right? When did they make the biscuits? I can't remember. It
Was,
seems so long ago.
but I believe that is one of the episodes that is in the wrong order, Netflix.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because
Yeah.
I was like, if I discovered this dog biscuit that I made, and my dog had it, and I don't know how it got it, I wouldn't hold on to it for ages going, I think something's up.
Would you keep it in your pocket for ages, though?
Yeah, but only if I've got a hairbrush in my other one. So I can get them confused.
Yes, of course.
That's why you don't brush your hair. You've been brushing your hair with a dog biscuit. It's not dandruff. It's crumbs.
Whenever we go to your house and Mikey's sitting on your head, now we won't be confused anymore.
you know what? This episode was okay. I think when Morgan and Izzy bumped into each other, and then Morgan was trying to... I don't think we covered this, but Morgan was trying to hide Izzy, so he put a suit on Izzy, and so all the dogs were attacking her, and she was basically like, this is the coolest experience of my life, being attacked by dogs, and I thought that was really weird.
Such a masochist.
We learned something new about Izzy. Yep.
Let's not kink shame here. Come on.
Kev?
I don't know. Like, the image that resonates in my head about this episode is Charlie and DOG. Just like when they ran into Corazon. It's just like it's like a bad drug deal happening. It's like, hello? Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're late for school. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like this old man just walking a dog and just having like a stern conversation with a puppy.
I think the thing that makes it weird is that Charlie is standing up and he is like
That's
over
what I
6
mean.
foot tall. It would have been less
He's
weird
a tall man.
if he squatted down.
And, you know, like...
Yeah.
But the thing is that, you know, he is a teacher.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh.
Exactly. So they could
well,
just...
he's a groundskeeper.
This is more inappropriate. But yeah, that's just my thing about this episode. Like, every time I think about this episode, I go, that's weird. Yeah. Why are we doing this?
Look, I'm keen to keep going. This episode, yeah, it wasn't a bad episode, but I am getting sick of this storyline that people are sneaking in and we have to hide them.
Yeah, look,
I'm
I do
let's
love
move on.
the quirkiness of DOG and Charlie.
I do love that, yeah.
It showed a different side of DOG,
Yeah.
which was really fun.
Yeah, with his goggles and, you know, it's very Mr. Bean-esque.
Yeah. They kind of had some time together in the first episode, but after that they haven't really. The focus has been on Charlie and Morgan. So yeah, this was a good time.
A lot of Corazon, actually, recently.
But bring back the prophecy. Anyway, next fortnight we'll be back. We'll be looking at Kitten Academy, which I am very
Ooh, the
excited
crossover
for.
Yeah,
episode.
it's a goblet of fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
It's all happening. In the meantime, check out our website, www.inconceivablereviews.com. We upload reviews on new releases.
That's what you do.
Yes.
I mean, if there are any new releases.
We're doing our best with what we have at the moment.
Like Vampire Dad, the best.
Yeah, check out Vampire Dad. Why not?
The review, and then watch the movie.
Yeah, both. Bit of both. So yeah, you can see that on our website. You can also check us out on our socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and we're on YouTube.
So is the Green Goy.
So is the Green Boy. Check us out. Let us know what you think. Reach out to us, especially anyone who's listening in the US. We really want that dentist question answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how the American health system works. I know it's confusing. Also, isn't this thing shot in Canada? I assumed it was shot in Canada. Am
Maybe
I
that's
wrong
why
about that?
dogs can ring up. It's free healthcare.
But I think then they mentioned Fahrenheit or something at one episode, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not Canada. Because Canada's all metric, right?
Maybe it's shot in Canada for an American audience.
Maybe,
Just like Suits. Lol.
Ah.
There you go. Bye.